It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, on today's program, I am going back to the band Traffic, the classic rock band, and we're going to be listening to their track, Dear Mr. Fantasy. It's going to be a fun episode. This is a band, y'all, that I am still getting to know. I've heard a few of their songs over the years, and I'm eager to get to this one today. Previously on the channel, I heard Glad and Freedom Rider. That was an episode where we had a guest DJ, and that was pretty fun. That was back in episode 492. Those are the first two songs from their fourth album, John Barleycorn. And over on Patreon, I've heard a few others from this band as well. The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys, that was in Fan Favorites episode 7, and the title track to John Barleycorn, that was recently in Fan Favorites 25. So today, our friend Pam has suggested that I listen to a live performance of Mr. Fantasy that the band performed in February of 1972 in Southern California. So I'm vaguely familiar with this song, y'all. I've heard it on classic rock radio, I believe, and I also remember that this song was used in the opening sequence of Marvel's Endgame movie, the big culmination of that series of movies, right? And it was really convincing, as I remember. The song itself is the title track of Traffic's debut album that was released back in 1967. Jim Capaldi wrote the lyrics, and Steve Winwood and Chris Wood wrote the music for the song. And by the time that we get to this performance in early 1972, the band had done very well, and then disbanded, and then reformed, and then released two newer albums. The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys had just been released a few months previously to this recording, and the band was touring in support of this album. For this tour, the band members were Steve Winwood, who handled vocals and guitar and keyboards and some bass. Jim Capaldi was on the drums and percussion, did some vocals and did some keyboards. Chris Wood was on woodwinds and keyboards. Rebop Kwaku Ba was on some percussion, I think hand percussion. Roger Hawkins is on some drums, and David Hood is on the bass. The footage itself is part of a documentary and music film that was directed by Alan Muir, and as a result, this concert was recorded with really great multi-tracked audio, and the footage from this concert is thought to be the only extended live footage of the group from back in this early time period that they were active. So I'm eager to get to this one, y'all. Let's listen to Dear Mr. Fantasy live from Traffic in 1972. Off we go. Okay, that's Steve on guitar. I know him as a keyboard player, y'all. Fun. Little riff there in the bass and the organ. That's one. So they're in A major. Down a whole step, flat 7 to G, and then down a fourth to D, and then down a fourth to A. A classic Mixolydian progression, a major key with a lowered seventh, right? Nice. So a little bit faster tempo, different groove, and they're playing different chords. So that's F sharp to Do, back to A. That's how they get back. Dear Mr. Fantasy, play us a tune. Do something to make us all happy. So Mr. Fantasy is an entertainer. Sing a song, play guitar, make it snappy. Guitar. Is it Steve on the solo? Yeah, it is. Wow. It's a groovy tune, y'all. It's a forever progression because the tonic note can be played the whole time, right? We're in A. A major, G, and the A could be the ninth, and D, the A's the fifth, right? So that's how you never get A's leading tone or a 5 chord here. Fun. It's a progression you can play over literally forever, as long as you want. You're kind of breaking it down a little. The words are the same. Do anything, take us out of this gloom, sing a song, play guitar, make it snappy. It's interesting. No verses. It's just a repeated chorus. They had that one little instrumental section that went to the F sharp, but then the rest of the time they've just been doing this. It's not quite double time. I was thinking they were going to go to like Jubilee tempo or double time, but they didn't quite. Just a little more from the snare. Play along some more, y'all. Yeah, even his melody starts on that lowered seventh, right? As he does Dear Mr. Fantasy at the beginning of that. Dear Mr. Fantasy, right? Really cool. And it's just this for a long time. Do some more on those, man. He's just lost in it. He's just joining in. Here's a little double time. There we go. Some classic rock and roll, y'all. I would have never thought that Steve could play guitar like that. I don't know if I'm just clueless or just hadn't known. I always thought he was a keyboard player. I guess I should have realized that, yeah, keyboard players can play guitar also. They practice hard enough. Threw his tambourine right into the audience. He's gonna have to get another one. Rock and roll, y'all. That was cool. That was cool. Thank you, Pam, for suggesting that one. I had never seen or heard this performance before, so that's a fun thing to have experienced, right? It's a song that is an homage to our entertainers. Right? Dear Mr. Fantasy, play us a tune, something to make us all happy. Do anything, take us out of this gloom. Sing a song, play guitar, make it snappy. You're the one who can make us all laugh, but doing that, you break out in tears. Please don't be sad. If it was a strange mind you had, we wouldn't have known you all these years. It's about the folks who magically can take us away from our daily lives and our daily struggles to entertain us, be a balm for our minds, right? And just enlighten us for a bit, to take us out of our gloom, as they say, right? The interesting thing that I saw, though, or that I noticed, is that all of the lyrics are just really the same thing. It's a chorus that keeps repeating itself every time it comes back. There's not a verse. This is the only bit of text that we have, and it just recurs around these extended solo sections. If you're going to be a band that wants to include a bunch of extended solos as you play live, it's a valid way to structure a song, isn't it? You start off, you go right to the chorus. Dear Mr. Fantasy, play us a tune. And then you do that instrumental, and that instrumental, I think that was that first instrumental break that had the switch back to the F sharp minor chord and then back to the A. We never got back to that. After they did that little instrumental break, that never came back. It would have been interesting to see if they brought that back another time or two, but they just kept going with that classic Mixolydian progression. Flat 7 to 4 to 1, all major chords, but when you riff over it, you can bring in some of the minor sounds, and it makes for a lovely blues-inspired song that allows for great open-ended soloing. I really, really enjoyed that, y'all. And as my read-in revealed, this documentary that was produced and directed here in 1972 is thought to be the only extended live footage of the band playing a concert, playing live. And so it's really a special and rare bit of footage that we have, and I was happy to make my acquaintance with that today. Wonderful, y'all. I want to get back to this band more. I actually have a few of their albums, and I have this one. I just haven't listened to it very much, and so it's back there, and maybe I'll put that one on the turntable before too long. I really enjoyed that, friends. Dear Mr. Fantasy from the band Traffic, a classic tune, and we got to hear them doing it live back in 1972. Thanks for being with me, y'all. We'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.